Hi friends, it is Tuesday, October 3rd. We finished our Board of Supervisors meeting. We started at 9 and ended like 11:52, which is a shorter one for us. The agenda wasn't super packed, but we did have some good discussion. I do want to start with announcements. We are celebrating Salud Arte in District 5. That'll be Sunday, October 5th from 2 to 6 p.m. at Manzanita Park, which is 5200 South Westover Avenue. Please join us there. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. There'll be public art project from District 5 that Salud Arte program has created and will be put on display during a community event. The work was created by D5 artist Mataruta and was made with input from D5 residents. So D5 will also be tabling, so please come by and say hi to your hardworking D5 team. It is Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday, October 9th. We will share events that are happening to celebrate the day throughout our community. One of them is a free family and community event happening at the Global Justice Center, located at 2235 East 26th Street from 2 to 9 p.m. There will be food, vendors, music, fun. That should be good. So join us. So today's meeting, I want to thank Juan Rivera with Fleet Services, Pima County Fleet Services. He's a supervisor there and has been a team member with Pima County since 2011, and he led us in the pledge in person. I appreciate you coming. Thank you so much. And then thank you to Marisol Flores Aguirre. She is the Southern Arizona Director for our Governor Hobbs. Thank you for coming to the meeting and reading the land acknowledgement. It was really great to see you and really appreciate you being there. Thank you to Michael Enos for singing a really beautiful song about Tucson right after the proclamation was read recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day. And thank you to our own County Recorder, Gabriela Casares Kelly, for accepting the proclamation. We also had a proclamation sponsored by D5 for Digital Inclusion Week, which is October 2nd through the 6th. And thank you to Michelle Simon with our libraries for coming down and accepting that proclamation. It was great to see you. We did a couple things that were unanimous, so I want to highlight them because while there is some division on the board, I like to highlight the items that we're really trying to work together on, and perhaps there is a perception that there's some split in some of it. The early ballot drop-off sites and emergency voting locations passed 5-0. We approved a January 24 through December 24 meeting schedule for the Board of Supervisors, which I think we have 2 meetings a month, and it gives everyone a lot of clarity as to when the meetings are. We're really trying to work to have our meetings align with calendars when students are off, just to make it easier for our employees that have to be there and for the public that has to be there and wants to be engaged. When students are out, we'd like to make sure that you can spend time with your families and are not, kind of split between work and family time whenever possible. So that meeting schedule passed 5-0, and that will be advertised, so you guys can add that to your calendar. We approved and accepted an EPA grant for an air pollution program and monitoring. That passed 5-0. And we approved our Sergeant at Arms, John Stuckey. That item passed 5-0. So I want to highlight that just a little bit. We had a discussion in executive session around the request that was made by the Board of Supervisors to our county administrator regarding an internal investigation of our sheriff. It's the sheriff's department. And what happened is, in the interim, we received a memorandum by our Assistant Chief Civil Deputy County Attorney, Dan Jerkowitz, on September 22nd, talking about his concern and whether the board had any authority at all to even request an outside investigation. And so we discussed that item in executive session, and the reason why I bring it up is because we voted in favor, 4-1, to release that memorandum to the community. And really all it does is highlight the fact that we don't really have any authority to even be requesting that. So I wanted the community to know that. But that item passed 4-1 with Supervisor Scott voting no. I understand why he voted no, but I do think at least it helps people understand what some of my conflict was and why I didn't vote for the investigation at the last meeting. And so John Stuckey is going to be our Sergeant at Arms. Our sheriff did reach out, and there's a memo attached, or an email attached to the item for this. I think it was, I can't remember the number, but basically what it does is it talks about the importance of having a community presence there, and why Sheriff Nanos was conflicted and initially said that he was going to remove deputies from our meetings. We are going to have one person, and so I do think that it's important for us to have someone that is internal in Pima County, sort of coordinating the rest of the security there, because we want to make sure that we do have at least one law enforcement member there. And we accepted, passed 3-2. Supervisors Bronson and Christie voted no to accept 3 grants totaling $7.5 million for asylum seekers and services. That are going to go to Catholic Community Services, the City of Tucson, the Inn. I think I spoke to it during the board meeting, but I think it's really important that people understand that we understand that the immigration system is broken. But we here in Pima County are trying to ensure that all of our community members are secure. They are not exposed to any sort of outside interference, which is what we're asking of us, to treat people like they're people. And many of the people that are coming, I would say almost everyone. Tucson is not their final destination, but we're trying to prevent the border security from releasing people in small communities, like in Cochise and Santa Cruz. We're trying to ensure that there is a safe passage for people to get to their sponsor. Everyone has to have a sponsor. They have sponsors throughout the United States, everyone that's coming here seeking asylum. And so we're going to continue to provide these services as long as we're able to. And my hope is that the federal government will hear our plea for support, not just financial support in the form of grants, but to create a better process. This is a failure of several administrations, not the Biden administration. Several administrations have not addressed our federal immigration system, and now we're sort of dealing with the repercussions of that. And so I'm going to continue to support the acceptance of funds, continue to support the collaboration from our border coalition in trying to ensure that we keep all of our communities safe. So with that, our meeting was fairly short, and my briefing will be too. Please keep in touch with Pima County politics. Look us up on all of our social media platforms. We have our website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think we have a TikTok even. Check in with us, and we'll see you at our next meeting on Tuesday, October 17th. Stay safe, friends.